Our customer service Liam Sullivan has recommended me to carry this radio at Asia RC Depot. Turbo Racing TB-TX2 is a 7-channel computer radio with multiple adjustability at less than $65, cheaper than the popular RadioLink RC6GS. It has multiple cool features not found on other radios in the market. I'm going to be putting this on my rear-wheel drive 110 to revive it. You get a nice remote, lanyard, temperature sensor, and a manual. I have a lot of remotes and this feels really great holding on it because the handle is pretty beefy, although it doesn't look like one. For comparison, this actually doesn't feel as nice because this one has a plastic surface and this one has sort of like a matte or rubbery kind of surface on it, which feels more premium and really great feeling. I have tons of remote and this one feels plasticky as well. You can feel the surface is cold. This one, it feels warmer. There's the WPL radio, but it feels like a cheaper version, kind of matte finishing or rubbery finishing. A little bit sticky already now. That was a D12 radio and this is the newer D42 radio. This does feel the same as the Turbo Racing remote. Load 4 AA batteries to it and the battery case is actually removable. To turn it on, the switch is actually here. What? I was looking for it. Let's do the ceremony. First one is your channel 1, the steering. Then channel 2 will be the throttle. Then you got channel 3 here. This is like full max, full minimum. You got channel 4 here. This is backward, neutral, forward. So this will be great for your winch. So you can make it, for example, turn clockwise and then stop. Then counterclockwise. Then we got channel 5 here is a turning knob. Channel 6 here, another knob as well. Channel 7. There are actually 5 buttons over here. The middle is a button as well to access the manual. So second is actually a timer. This is a really cool feature. Short press to stop and then long press to reset it. This is cruise control, which is not mentioned in the manual. And LED would be this headlight. This is the only radio in the world that has a headlight on the remote. Not very bright, but at night, at a darker environment for night trailing, this will be really handy. You see your car clearly. If you don't have a headlight, this is a night test and it's buzzing for low voltage now, 4.5. Actually not bad, right? You can clearly see your crawler for night trail, and also if I've dropped anything here, it's a great feature. And back, yes, to exit the manual or go back to a previous manual. If you short press, you go to the manual, and this is a roller for varying the value. And there's an antenna here. According to the manual, this is for weak signal, this is for strong signal. Quickly go through the manual, short press, this is model, your model name. TNT, this is for temperature sensor. So hook up the temperature probe here. It's a 2-pin. Then just go to TT and it's really showing 27 Celsius. Add some warm to it. Yeah, temperature is rising. So it does work. This is really handy if you want to find out model temperature of your RC. And then TV is for checking the battery voltage of your LiPo battery via the balance plug, and this is my favorite feature. So let's say I have a 2-cell battery here. I'm just going to plug it to connector with the 3 pins. Press enter. So cell 1, cell 2. Yep, now you can see the value. Total voltage. So this is 2-cell. So this is super handy because you don't need to bring an extra LiPo buzzer, or you would have always forgotten to bring one. I mean, every radio should have this feature. This is very, very handy. Let's try a 3-cell LiPo as well. 3-cell, 11 volt. This is cell 3, cell 2, and cell 1. RST is reset to factory setting. This is for setting a failsafe. If, for example, you want it to cut throttle and it has lost signal, SVC is smart vehicle control, sort of like stability control that utilize the gyro. And the crawl mode, it has 4 mode. This is especially for those of you who want to use 4-wheel steering. You can refer this to the manual. ABS is, everyone knows, is anti-lock brake system, but I wonder how this works without a wheel sensor. REV is to reverse your direction of all your channels. EXP stands for Expo, to control the sensitiveness of the channel. EPA is your endpoint adjustment to independently adjust the maximum travel of either side of your steering or throttle direction. Dual rate, if you go into it, there are steering and throttle trim. Just press to adjust your dual rate with the dial over here. Once you're happy with it, you scroll down and to adjust your throttle with the dial as well. Go to trim. This is to trim the center point of the 4 channels. Name is the model name. This is where you can set your model name. Receiver, nothing much to talk about, but there are 7 channels. Channel 1 will be steering, channel 2 throttle, and the remaining 5 channel will be for using more servos and can be ESC as well, or ESC for controlling your winch. The very special thing, which is very uncommon, would be this has the ability to switch this signal output from analog to digital. So I believe it's for when you're using digital servo, give it a much finer signal. There's no mention of the voltage range, so I believe it will be the standard 5 to 6 volt input. So I gotta revive my drift car using this turbo racing receiver. Boom! It's already bound out of the box, so you can just use it immediately. Very fine and nice servo. This ESC fan is so loud, but that means it's very powerful, blasting air onto the ESC. I have made a switch to remotely turn on the lights. Yeah, and switching mode as well. So the Turbo Racing TB-TX2 is a nicely built computer radio with a screen and tons of adjustability matching the higher end radios, but at a lower price point. The only downside for me is that it does not have a screen to display the output of all the channels like on the RC6GS. If you're interested to get one, click the thumbnail on the right side of the screen or check out the link in the description below. Thanks for watching, cheers! Click the left thumbnail for latest video or smash the subscribe button on the middle of the screen. So I'll see you on the next video, bye!